You're listening to Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lucia. NFL, NBA news, and more coming to you right now. Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lucia. Okay, so here's a rundown. We've got last week's storylines, this week in sports history, news, and the NBA playoffs - conference finals. Cannot believe we're getting down to the final four teams. Wow, it's crazy and also super long, and it just has been up and down. Last week's major storylines. Tom Brady signs a 10-year, $375 million deal with Fox to become the number one analyst. So he's under contract with the Bucks for at least this year, and it's a $9 million deal this year, so he's getting paid literally almost nothing to be the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And now he signs a 10-year, $375 million deal. Wow. So I truly believe now more than ever that this will be his last year as a NFL quarterback, and he's going to go straight to the booth afterwards. The NFL schedule has been released, and there were a couple of really clever videos taking shots at different opponents. I really enjoyed some of the shots that were taken, especially against Urban Meyer and the Jacksonville Jaguars, because they seem to be the team that just continues. That seems to be a thing that just continues to just fester news. And what a bad hire by Shad Khan. What a bad hire. Anyway, the Sixers, and in some NBA storylines, we have the Sixers eliminated. Joel Embiid's future, is it in doubt? Now, I was listening to KJM, and I think it was Jay, brought up a really good point. What if Joel wants to be with Jimmy Butler so badly that he will move to Miami? And you wouldn't have to convince me twice to move to Miami over Philadelphia. So, is Joel Embiid's future in the great state and city of Philadelphia uncertain? I think it is. They've retained Doc. Harden looks like a shell of his former self and wants his boy D'Antoni in. So yeah, it's really been just a mixture of emotions. Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird. That team just looks completely lost. Like there is nothing there. And there needs to be some form of change. And thank God they didn't fire Doc. Thank God they didn't do that. Because he would have come straight to the Lakers. And oh my God. I would not have been okay with Doc Rivers being my coach. I would not have been okay with that. The Celtics eliminate the Bucks. Giannis played his heart out. Giannis played like the best player in the world, which is what he is. He is the best player in the world. He is the best player in the NBA right now. But the Celtics just look too good. And I vomited a little bit in my mouth. Just a little bit. Oh, I can't believe I just said that. Oh, I'm getting chills all up and down my spine because the Celtics looking good. It would just put a cherry on top of this entire year if they win the championship. Oh my God, this would just be the worst year for a Lakers fan. Worst year. The Warriors are headed to the Western Conference Finals. Like, they struggled under Mike Brown's tutelage, and I think that has something to do with the fact that it was Mike Brown. But yeah, should they should the Kings rescind Mike Brown's hiring? I think they should. And in a huge shock, Luka leads the Mavs to the Western Conference Finals. Luka is like a baby bird / Magic / someone who can just take over a game. I think that he's a lot like Dirk in that way, but the Mavs look like they've been steamrolled. Look like they've been counted out every single time, and Luka has just pulled them up. And that leads a whole lot of doubt in the whole Phoenix Suns thing, but we'll get more into that in the off-season. I think that the Suns are going to need a deep dive and to blow it up a little bit. I don't know what they're going to do with Chris Paul. Don't know what they're going to do with Devin Booker. Got no idea. No idea. In some Major League Baseball news, the Yankees are steamrolling to a 26-9 record. Holy crap! They're so good. They are so good. They're the number one. They're number one. They've got the best record in the entire league. This team is special. I think this team is hugely special. I seem to be the mush on everything at the moment, but this team is special. The Angels have been awoken, which is finally, they've got Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani on their team. They should have been awoken. Thank God that they've started to get awoken now. In this week in sports history, in 1998, the New York Yankees pitcher David Wells tosses a perfect game in a 4-0 win against the Minnesota Twins at Yankee Stadium. Now, as you know, the perfect game is very hard to come by. In some news, Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal have signed their rookie contracts with the Giants. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see Kayvon Thibodeau live. That is definitely one of the things that I can't wait to go see. And the Saints sign wide receiver Jarvis Landry, which is incredible. That's just going to make that offense high powered. But I don't know what they're going to do, considering they actually don't have. They've got Jameis Winston as quarterback, which gives a new meaning to the 30 for 30. They've got they don't have Sean Payton anymore, and they don't have Drew Brees. So it's really weird. I don't know what we're going to see with the Saints this year. I still think it's a Bucs division. But yeah, we'll get more into that in the off-season. Further along in the off-season. I think next week I'm going to start to do divisions and see pros, what they've done in the off-season, all that type of stuff. I think that's for next week. Jerry Jeudy has been arrested in Denver on tampering with a domestic violence case. So that's not good. That's not good at all. And as I said earlier, Mike Brown has been hired as the new head coach of the Sacramento Kings. And I think they would want to return to sender for that, just personally. Steve Kerr has returned from protocols. Thank the Lord that the substitute teacher's gone. And Aaron Judge has hit his 12th home run and is leading the league in home runs and is probably going to win MVP this year. So now let's get into the conference finals. We have in the West, Golden State Warriors versus the Dallas Mavericks. Now I'm inard on who I think was going to win this and who I wanted to win this and how many games. And then the whole Steve Kerr coming back from protocols just flipped it for me a little bit. So originally I thought that Dallas was going to win if Mike Brown was still going to be the head coach. But now I think it's going to be the Golden State Warriors in 6. I just think that Golden State under Steve Kerr is a lot better suited for each other. They're a lot more content. they're a lot more content with each other, and the rotations are a lot sharper, and they actually look like they're playing more when they're under Steve Kerr. And in the East, we've got the Celtics versus the Heat. I'm taking Heat in 7. I believe in Jimmy Butler. I believe in this Heat team, and I believe in this Heat culture. I think we're going to get a Warriors and Heats finals. At least I hope we get a Warriors and Heats finals. Or a Dallas and Heats finals. Just anything but the Celtics. That would be nice. Anything but the Celtics. So that is all for this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports Podcast with me, Lucia. So I'll catch you all next week. Bye.